Und damit hallo und herzlich willkommen zurück zu Legend of Heroes, Trails of Cold Steel. Beim letzten Mal haben wir Kapitel 4 abgeschlossen, haben einen großen Drachen besiegt, haben die Imperial Liberation Front kennengelernt, haben Cedric und Osborn kennengelernt und haben dann das Kapitel zu Ende geführt und schauen nun, was in Kapitel 5 auf uns wartet. Wir sind nun im August.
Mid-August. It was the peak of summer, and the sweltering sun was beating down on the residents of Trista. After returning from Heimdall, we were given a whopping 5-day summer vacation before the school year resumed. Turns out, Thors sticks to its military roots, only granting extended vacations to students over the New Year's holiday. However, nobles are allowed to visit home, ostensibly to give them time to become familiar with their family's holdings. And, as you might expect, that meant most students from classes 1 and 2 spent summer away from Trista. Meanwhile, classes 3 through 5 were stuck on campus, envying the nobility as they studied and trained as usual. The other members of Class 7 and I chose to stay in Trista as well, facing the heat with our fellow students.
It's so hot, I'm dying in here. I'm sick of this heat already. Talking about it is just making me feel even hotter. The Academy should install an orbital air conditioner, at least then it'd be a little easier to cope. An orbital air conditioner? What is that? Well, it's this device that blows out cool air to help regulate the room's temperature. Maybe it'll help if you think of it as the opposite of a stove. Wow, that's some kind of wizardry. I've heard of them, but aren't they supposed to be prohibitively expensive? Only the most modern buildings seem able to afford them. Do you have one in your house? Well, there's one in the Rhineford Company's corporate headquarters, yeah. It'd be nice if my mother could spare one, you know, for the academy she sits on the board of directors for. Seems a bit much to hope for. It's a military academy, so I doubt we can expect to be indulged quite that much. Still, a machine to help us keep cool in the summer. Whoever first invented that should get a medal. I'll admit the summer heat here is more difficult to cope with than in Legram. But as long as I think of it as another part of my training, it doesn't bother me all that much. The Rareheart gets similar summer heat waves, but there's usually a breeze blowing in from the canyon at this time of year. That does make summers a bit easier to manage. My hometown's up in the mountains, so it's pretty cool even around this time of year. Actually, now that you mention it, I would have thought you three would go back home for the summer, being nobles and all. You were given permission, weren't you? If everyone else was going home, I would have considered it. But in the end, I decided against it. I mean, it wasn't all that long ago I got to see Elise. Maybe next year. I came here to train. Until I feel like I've made significant progress, I have no intention of returning home. Some of you saw my father's mansion. Do you think I'd go back to a place like that willingly? I'd much rather stay here and take my chances with heat stroke. You're really that uncomfortable at home, huh? Still, hot as it is, there's a lot going on right now. I doubt all the people headed to this conference at the end of the month have much time to be worrying about the heat. You make a good point. You're talking about the West Lemuria Trade Conference, right? Whoop whoop. Oh, da haben wir oben links das Erebonian mit dem Golden Stallion. Unten links der Ball, in der Mitte Crossbell. Rechts unten ist Calvert und mit dem Clover-Ding. Rechts oben ist bei Feria. But one, there's never been an international conference on that scale before, at least not in modern times. Mayor Dieter Croix, who also happens to be the International Bank of Crossbell's CEO, was the one who first proposed it. Ah, Dieter. I've heard that Prince Oliver will be attending on behalf of His Majesty the Emperor, and Chancellor Osborne is supposed to be attending too. Seems crazy to think we met them both just a few weeks ago. The Chancellor in particular was a pretty intimidating figure. Seems like a big scary monster. I've heard he served in the Imperial Army before becoming a politician. Then 11 years ago, His Majesty entrusted him with the position of Chancellor. Supposedly, a full 70% of the Imperial Army is under his jurisdiction. His real fame comes from establishing most of the nation's railway network centered on the capital, though he's also been responsible for annexing several smaller countries and independent states around Erebonia. I believe those all took place without any bloodshed, though at least as far as I'm aware. Definitionssachen. I wouldn't put too much stock in what he's selling. Military spending in this country has increased exponentially since he took up his position as Chancellor, and that's only possible thanks to the tax revenue he gleaned from the people of Heimdall and those annexed nations. Well, he was the one who ordered the construction of those 2 railway guns they've got pointed at Crossbow too. At one point, Erebonia was on the verge of a full-scale war with Calvert because of those things. Oh yeah, I heard that it was actually Liberal that proposed a way to avoid an armed conflict. They ended up signing the non-aggression pact, right? Yeah, though as I'm sure you've noticed, there's still quite a bit of tension between the 2 countries. I wouldn't be surprised if the issue reared its head again during the trade conference. Chancellor Osborne's been a pretty popular figure in the capital though. Popular enough that he seems to have a group of terrorists after him. He does seem to be the Imperial Liberation Front main target, doesn't he? You know, the hammer of judgment that shall topple the dictator and all that? Indeed, they seem to harbor a deep-seated grudge against him. The anger seems a bit unusual in its intensity, doesn't it? He does seem like the type who'd make a lot of enemies, especially with a face like that. Well, I'd rather not speak ill of my father's close ally, but... Come to think of it, isn't the instructor awfully late? It's well past time for homeroom to start. Ooh, it should have started about 10 minutes ago, actually. Ah, I swear, that woman. She'd better not be sleeping off another hangover back at the dormitory. Wouldn't put it past her. I wish I could say there's no way our upstanding instructor would do that, but I would be surprised.
Excuse me. I'll have you know I did no such thing. Today.
Instructor?
Good morning, instructor.
Morning, everyone! Anyway, I'll have you know I've got a good reason for being late today. And that reason is, we're going to be welcoming a new classmate today.
What?
A transfer student at this time of year?
Seriously?
All right, come on in.
Righto. Huh? Crow?
But isn't he a second-year student?
I'm Crow Armbrust. Starting today, I'll be joining you fine folks as a member of Class 7. It's gonna be pretty sweet, guys. What?
What? I mean, how?
Are you sure you want to know? It's a long tale fraught with the intrigue of school politics.
I don't think I'd put it quite like that. Back in his first year, he slacked off so much that he ended up failing a few of his classes. Then he came crying to me in a panic like, "Oh, help me, Instructor Sarah, they're not gonna let me graduate." So as a special exception, he's going to be joining us for the next 3 months to pay for his laziness.
You can't be serious.
That's an even more pathetic reason than I was bracing myself for.
I think think you already know that Crow was one of the trial users for the Arcus test they ran last year. So I thought he might be a good role model for you. In that sense, anyway. And don't forget, he'll also be joining us on our future field studies, too.
Nice. Looks like you saved me the trouble of having to explain it all. Anyway, let's let the good times roll. Oh, and since we're all classmates now, no need for all that sweet talking you lay on the other second years, all right?
Right.
Easier said than done, I fear.
If he was any more laid back, he'd be comatose.
Instructor, I can't help but notice you left the door open.
Wait, is there someone else, too?
Huh?
Are you serious? Oh, I was hoping to catch you off guard. All right, come on in and say hello.
I thought you forgot I was out in the hall!
What?
What?
You must be joking.
Hey, aren't you?
You're the girl we met in the Nord Highlands.
Yuppers! Long time no see, guys! But I see a couple of you I don't know, so I guess I better introduce myself. I'm Millium. Millium Orion. And this here is Aragetlum, but we'll just call him Lammy for short.
What the hell is that? Holy crap!
It's that thing we saw at Ark's fort.
So this is that strange girl you met in the Nord Highlands.
Oh, and a little house rule before anything gets blown up. No bringing that thing out in the classroom. If he accidentally smashes a wall or blasts through the ceiling, I'm the one who's gonna get chewed out for it.
Boo! Fine. Anyway. Nice to meet you guys.
Tell me you're kidding. Please?
I really wish I could.
Well, I can see we're in for some fun times these next 3 months.
Yay, Millium ist da. Ich hasse Millium als Gameplay-Charakter. Ich komme mit ihr absolut nicht klar. Aber sie als Character, großer Fan. 3 days went by. At first no one was sure what to make of Crow Armbrust until Intelligence Division Agent Millium Orion suddenly transferred into Class 7. But within a matter of days it almost felt like they'd been there all along. I'm sure none of you need to be reminded that it was none other than Emperor Draco who ended the War of Alliance. But did you know that historical records tell us he had amazingly few soldiers under his command? Initially, his allies numbered only a few confidants and several warriors from North, and while supporters rallied to him in each region, his strength still couldn't hope to compare to the other prince's army. Nonetheless, they continued to advance, liberating region after region, and after half a year of bloody battles, Prince Dracos met perhaps his most well-known supporter. Millium, right? Would you happen to know the historical figure to whom I'm referring? Sure do. Leon Sandlot, also known as the Land Maiden. Ooh, right you are, well done. Sandlot was the daughter of a count who ruled over a remote region, and accounts tell us she showed great martial skill from a young age. In particular, her skill with the lance was unparalleled. No record exists of her ever being bested in combat. Land Maiden also had a group of mighty warriors under her command, who fought alongside her in battle. Perhaps you'd like to illustrate us as to the name of this famous band, Reen? The group of mighty warriors led by the Lance Maiden. That's wie... Wir haben Einritter, Stahlritter und Gralritter. Gralritter, wissen wir, sind aus... Sind die von der Kirche. Die Stahlritter... Die existieren tatsächlich auch. Aber die kommen... Die kennen wir noch nicht. Aber es sind die Eisenritter. Wie Eisenritter, also known as the Iron Knights. They were a band of knights said to be able to charge across the battlefield like lightning, cutting down all in their path. Correct, you've done your homework. The wandering prince met the lance maiden one day during a prolonged conflict in a remote region of the country. After recognizing each other as reliable and trustworthy, they pledged to fight together under a united banner. The lance maiden and her knights brought during his ranks, Draken's army swept through one region after another. Wobei, wenn ich gerade überlege, die Starritter kennen wir schon. Die sind in Azure aufgetreten. Wurden die Starritter schon genannt? I don't know. In just a year, he was able to defeat the other princes and free the imperial capital, Heimdall. As an interesting footnote, the castle the Eisenritter used as their base of operations 250 years ago just so happens to be only a hop, skip and a jump away from Lord Milligram. Indeed, it's known as Lohengrin Castle. It's a beautiful old building situated on the shore of Lake Abel, to the west of Legram. Oh, you've mentioned that before. Does anyone live there now? No, due to the dangerous terrain there, no one goes near it. These days it exists simply as a relic of a bygone era, age. The estate family is responsible for the care and maintenance of the castle, though really only minimal work is done. Speaking of the estate house, wasn't one of your ancestors the Eisenritter's second in command? Indeed, the Landmaiden's most trusted assistant and confidant from what I understand. The Sandlot family line ended with the death of the Landmaiden, and it's partly because of that the estate family mourns her death each year. I see. Ooh, what a fascinating story. Legram, huh? Never had a mission there, so I've never been able to go. Maybe I should have stopped by when I went to Barriere a while back. Na schön, dass Crow einfach die ganze Zeit pennt. You'd think she'd at least try to conceal the fact that she gets sent all over the country on secret missions. I know, she's totally just let it slip that she was doing something in Barriere too. Well, I suppose it's better than her being all distant and cagey around us. Ach ja, Millium. Okay, so tomorrow's a free day, which means that next Wednesday you'll have your usual practical exam. You'd better all bring your A game. Oh, Millium and Crow? A few must-have instructional materials you guys are going to need as part of Class 7 finally showed up. I'll hand that stuff off to you once we're done here, so I want you to come with me to the faculty lounge. Righto. Man, what a drag. Alright, our moon's out for the day. Flee while you can. Might guess if you do the honors? Yes, instructor. Arise, bow. So, what do you think? Well, I don't think we have to be on our guard around her at least. Same, though I'd rather she kept that giant silver thing of hers hidden. I don't think she's a bad girl. I was taking a nap in the courtyard yesterday and she came and fell asleep right next to me. What does that have to do with whether or not she's trustworthy? They look like a couple of kittens all curled up together. Their personalities may be worlds apart, but they're both rather cat-like in their own ways. She can't be more than 12 or 13, still practically a child. Yeah, you're right. She's so chipper all the time that it's hard to really be cold toward her. Yeah, I don't think I could bring myself to burn her. She's got this natural charm, I think. Be that as it may, her presence here reeks of blood and iron, if you take my meaning. Well, it certainly seems that way.
As such, I'm planning on granting you a bit of additional assistance. I should have it ready for you in a few weeks' time.
It's hard to believe a girl like that could be an agent of the intelligence division. But just going off what happened in Nord, there's not much that would make me doubt it now. And then there's that thing, Gatlum, that's always with her. She calls it Lammy, but aside from its name, we don't really know anything about it. It seems to be made from some strange material with both metallic and ceramic properties, hard but pliable. Agreed. It doesn't look like anything you could make even with the most cutting-edge oval technology. When I touched it, it felt really nice and cold. Wow, you actually touched this. It hasn't escaped my notice that it seems strikingly similar to the combat shells we fight in our practical exams. I think it's safe to assume that they share some kind of common origin. Yeah. The instructor said she was forced to accept it, so in a sense, Millium was forced on us too. You're welcome to think what you will, but I don't trust her. Funny. Im Nachhinein betrachtet. Either way, she's technically your classmate now, like it or not. It may be a little early to tell whether we can trust her as a friend, but we should be able to figure out pretty quickly whether we can count on her as a member of Class 7. Well, that's a logical way of breaking it down at least. You're right. Still pretty early to make sweeping judgments. Knowing her background would be great, but what's really important is whether we can count on her in a fight. Agreed. As students of a military academy, that's probably the most important issue. We'll have to wait and see. Well, considering we're living in the same dormitory, it'd be good if we all got along. Yeah, I wouldn't want her to think we're trying to make her feel unwelcome either. And then there's Crow. What's he like, Green? You seem like you get along with him pretty well. I don't know if I'd put it quite like that. If I had to say, I'd describe him as a capricious gambling addict, way too prone to ante up for every hand. Aid yourself, us. He sounds like the type of miscreant one would be better off avoiding. You can count on him when the ships are down, though. He really helped me out last month when Elise went into the old schoolhouse. He's good in a fight and pretty handy with his arcus too. Maybe we are worrying over nothing then? Still, I'm not sure how to connect with him, you know? Well, at least we're in separate dorms for the time being. We'll just have to see how things go. Yay.
Hello, Reen Schwarzer speaking.
Oh, hi there, Reen. Do you have a moment?
Toa? Well, this is a surprise. What can I do for you?
You've got a new student in your class now, right? Well, her student notebook is ready, so I figured it'd be best to get it to her as soon as possible. And since you handled it last time, would you mind coming to get it for her?
Oh, you're talking about Millium. Sure thing. I'll come get it right away. You want me to swing by the student council room then?
That'd be great. Thanks.
She sure doesn't waste any time. I should head on over to the student council room before it gets too late.
Wir hatten da schön viel Zeit mit. Wo genau sind wir gerade? Okay. Wo wir zuerst hingehen, ist der Home EC Room. You've made plenty of friends during your time here at Thors, haven't you, Reen? And not just in your own year either. You've forged friendship with second years, instructors and staff alike. You're the kind of person that people can feel confident placing their trust in. Thank you very much. But when you say it like that, it makes me a little self-conscious. On the contrary, you should be proud. Well then, as one of the instructors tasked with handing out the Lionheart medals this year, I hereby present you with the Medal of Friendship. Thank you so much, this is a real honor. Other than that, I don't really know what to say. I'm not really used to this sort of thing. Neither am I, to be honest. But I suppose all I can ask is that you continue to deepen your friendship with everyone. I'll be cheering you on as you do. I will, and thank you again. Das kriegen wir dafür, wenn wir eine bestimmte Anzahl an Charaktervorfalten zugefügt haben. Ah, hier, Crow ist jetzt hierhin gemacht worden und Millium ist da. Aber wir müssen nochmal reden. My father was persistent in his attempt to convince me to return home. He said that as the daughter of Count Altheim, I have duties to attend to. I, in turn, explained to him that, as an instructor, my highest priority is my devotion to my students. I probably won't be able to be quite so selfish once I marry. Wait a minute, the Altan family is one of the best-known families in the Sutherland province. I guess Instructor Mary has more to worry about than I thought. Oh, da haben wir auch schön das Shell da. Haben wir die nach Hause bekommen. So, dann müssen wir einmal nach unten und hier hin. Reinforcer. Seems as though you've been working very hard in your field study, and even harder when you help the student council. I can hardly imagine how many people you've helped tackle their problems, all while showing compassion and honor. As an instructor here at Thors, you could not have made me prouder. That's very kind of you, but I'm not sure I've done anything someone else in my shoes wouldn't have. To be honest, I'd say the people I've helped have let me develop as a person, so it's anything but a chore. The more you talk, the more right I know I am. I hereby present you with a Medal of Compassion. Miss Herschel won this last year, so you know you're in good company. While this is far from a formal award ceremony, I do hope you will accept. Even so, this is quite an honor. Of course I'll accept. Thank you very much. Having the ability and the will to help others is a precious thing. I hope that you continue to do so as you grow older. Oh, that you believe. Ah ja, und hier ist Marker raus. Oh, really? Come here a sec. You know, you've got a real air of confidence since you first showed up here at Thors. Really, I haven't really noticed much of a difference. But maybe it's because of all the difficult opponents we've had to face over the course of the year. I've heard you've been through a lot on those field studies or whatever. I've got to give this to someone, so I figure it might as well be you. What? I'm in charge of handing out one of the Lionheart medals this year, so yeah. It's the Medal of Valor. Congrats. Wow, thank you so much. It's a real honor to be awarded something like this. Well, keep up the good work, I guess. Crow and Angelica got it last year, and to be honest, I think you're on track to accomplish just as much as they did. I don't know if I'll be able to pull that off, but this is going to motivate me to work even harder from now on. Genau, das kriegen wir für die Kampfdinger. Das andere kriegen wir für die Quest von Beatrix, glaube ich. Genau. Character Profile Quest completed und Unique Enemy Entries. Genau. Dann wollen wir einmal noch zum Academy Field. Mit Emily reden. Euresia's parents told her to come right home for a summer break. Apparently they're none too pleased that she's hanging out with a commoner like me. Sounds like she got a real tongue lashing for it when they first found out too. But even after that, she never stopped talking to me. You don't make friends as true as Euresia every day. Every day, so rum. Das wäre die richtige Betonung. Da. Emily's Character Profile. Dann viel Entrance. Hier oben ist eine Bank. Irgendwo. Da. Da ist Silly. Geben wir Milch, das gefällt ihr. Und dann nochmal kurz in die Library. Denn es gibt noch Bücher. Wenn ihr irgendwas davon lesen wollt, pausiert kurz. Oh. M. Nielsen, interessant. Das ist wirklich interessant. Das hat man, glaube ich, alles, ne? Ja. Danke für den Leck oder so, I guess. Dann Student Union Building. Einmal kurz gucken, wo Kenneth müsste ja hier irgendwo sein. Literatur, da ist der Fishing Club. Trade Points, haben wir irgendwas Neues? Nicht so richtig, ne? Davon haben wir jeweils schon Sachen. Ich nehme mal, glaube ich, das Mute-Ding jetzt mal mit. Auch ich kann davon unendlich viele theoretisch mitnehmen, das ist gut zu wissen. Habe ich eigentlich kein Interesse an so vielen davon. Ah, scheiß Tür. So. Well, Thors said she wanted me to come to the student council room.
The door's open! Come on in!
Sorry if I disturbed you.
Oh, Reen! Not at all. Sorry for making you come all the way out here.
Don't worry about it. It's class business anyway. That's quite the spread you've got on your desk there. Is it just me, or does your workload only ever seem to increase?
Well, I've got a little extra going on right now that's keeping me a little busier than normal. Anyway, this is Millium's notebook. Crow's already got one, along with the added pages on the Arcus units you all have, so she's the last one who needs it.
All right, I'll be sure to pass this on to Millium next time I see her. Actually, if you don't mind my asking, how much do you know about why she's here at the Academy?
All I know is that she came with a recommendation from the Army's Intelligence Division, really. You know those combat shells you fight in your practical exams? They're being used with the Emperor's authorization. Apparently, it's something similar for Millium. They can't deny her admission if the Emperor's pushing it through.
This goes all the way up to His Majesty?
Seems like it. The Chancellor was the one who set up both the Intelligence Division and the Railway Military Police. But neither of those organizations could have been established without His Majesty's consent. That's what's unusual. Anyway, because of that, the Academy can't really turn down a direct referral with that kind of backing.
So that's how it is. But even accounting for that, I never would have expected Crow to be transferred into our class too.
Yeah, I was just as shocked as you when I found out. I knew he was a habitual class cutter, but I always figured he at least had enough credits to graduate. Oh, I feel like a failure as student council president for not noticing. Maybe even a failure as a friend.
Whoa there! I think you're being a little hard on yourself. What about Angelica? Does she have enough credits to graduate?
Angie at least makes sure to attend the classes she needs for graduation. Apparently, Crow not only hadn't attended enough class units, he also didn't turn in some essential assignments. But as long as he's active and engaged with his Class 7 work over the next couple months, he'll be able to graduate.
Cool.
Still, I get the distinct feeling this 1-2 punch of transfer students wasn't just a happy coincidence. Am I right?
Well, yeah. The principal thought placing Crow in Class 7 might be beneficial for the rest of you, too. His grades might be a sorry sight, but he really knows how to get things done when he wants to. Did you know he was responsible for all of the event planning at last year's Academy Festival?
Crow did that? Voluntarily?
It might be kind of awkward having a second-year student in your class, but I hope you guys will all get along. That goes for Millium too, of course. She might have an unusual background, but at the end of the day, she's still a 13-year-old girl.
Yeah, I get what you mean. So she really is 13 then?
Yeah, she scored really well on her entrance exam though, so I think she can handle the curriculum fine. She might be small, but she can roll up her sleeves with the best of them.
Now where have I heard of someone like that before? Oh, sorry. Looks like I've got a call coming in.
Go ahead and answer. I wouldn't want you to miss anything important.
All right. Excuse me then. Hello, Reen Schwarzer speaking.
Hello, Reen. It's your favorite instructor here. Are you still on the Academy grounds by any chance?
As much as it pains me to say it, I am.
No need to sound so suspicious. It's just that after I gave Millium all the things I had for her, she just took off somewhere. You know how she tends to be kind of a mischief maker, so could you find her and drag her back to the dorms for me?
All right. I can only imagine what would happen if she were to flash that silver thing of hers around on the Academy grounds again.
Yeah, I'd really rather avoid a repeat of yesterday. Anyway, I leave it in your capable hands, brave leader of Class 7. Mwah.
Wait a second. When did I become the...
She really does trust you. Anyway, I'll let you go then. Are you still up for helping me with a few requests tomorrow?
Of course. I'll be around. Still, I know you've got a full slate and all, but try not to overwork yourself. And if there's anything else I can do to make life a little easier for you, don't hesitate to ask.
Sure. And thanks.
Alright, I guess I'd better start looking for Millium. Where do we even start? She could be almost anywhere. I should probably ask a couple of others to help, but I doubt I'll accomplish much just checking places at random. Come to think of it, I haven't gotten Crow's number yet either. I think 2 other classmates will be enough for this, so I should remember to ask him when I get a chance. Oh, wir können es rausfinden, ich weiß gerade gar nicht, was irgendwie sinnvoll ist. Wegen den Dingpunkten. Ich glaube, ehrlich gesagt, Machias und Elisa sind nicht so bad. Das sind Units, die ich nicht viel benutze, zumindest. Alright, I think I get what you want us to do. It definitely doesn't seem like a good idea to let her roam around on her own. There's probably so much here that's new to her that she's zipping from place to place trying to see it all. Yeah, I think you're right. I doubt she's left the academy grounds yet though, so we should be able to find her. I'll just have to think, if I were new here, what would seem the most interesting, then check all both places. Alright then, let's go. I'll stack her back to the dormitory if I have to. Das erste, wo wir hingehen, ist hier vorne. Ah, da oben, okay. I haven't done this in forever. Onward, mighty steed, full speed ahead. Get down this instant. That voice couldn't mean anything but trouble. Oh, hey everybody. What in the world are you up to? It's been so long since we went horse riding in North, I thought I'd give it another shot. This is so fun. Totally different than flying around on Lammy. Would someone please escort her far, far away from the stables? Why'd you have to be so stubborn, Eustace? You must get that from your dad. I'm not even going to dignify that with a response. How would you know what my father's personality is like to begin with? Wow, Millium even managed to throw Eustace for a loop there. What's this girl? Okay, as I'm on the horse now, time to ride. To the highway, hi-ho, horsey highway. Get your hands off the reins that walk. Let's go. Millium, wait. So began Millium's horseback adventure. She took off without the slightest concern for the worried soul she left behind. After riding around with the increasingly irritated Eustace for what seemed like an eternity, she finally came to a stop. You little... That was the best. We should totally do it again sometime. Are you okay? I'm fine. That girl doesn't have a lick of sense. This time even I feel your pain. Quiet. Hopefully she'll slow down by the time we catch up to her. Time to start looking again. Da. Wow, look at all that water. It's gotta be refreshing. I kinda wanna take a dip. Ooh, we finally found you. Oh, hey Ween. Hey, do you know if I get to take swimming lessons while I'm here? I can't think of a reason why you wouldn't. Has Instructor Sarah given you your school swimsuit yet? Nah, all I got was today was my uniform. You told me I'd get it tomorrow. Can't wait though, I wish I could go swimming right now. There's more to swimming lessons than just playing in the pool. You guys think too much. Besides, all this pool talk really makes me want to go for a swim. Oh, I know. Millium? Ta-da! I can wear this. It's totally waterproof and dries in no time. Oh, it's no problem if I get wet. Oh, hold up, Millium. On your mark, get set, go! Millium, are you okay? That was way too fun. Hop on in, the water's nice and cool. She just doesn't care, does she? I can't even wrap my head around this. We should go get her. Huh? Where'd Millium go? He timed her escape perfectly. She was headed toward the girls' locker room, so you probably just missed her. She must have run because she didn't want us to haul her back to the dorm. Oh, well, there's nothing we can do except keep chasing after her. Whatever. Wow, this is the old bike everyone was talking about. I wanna try it. It'll need some more fine-tuning before you'll be able to do that. You do have the option of riding alongside me, however. I'm always willing to take cute little ladies like you for a ride. Really? I kinda wanna have a race though. Wanna see if Lemmy's faster than your bike? I don't know what this Lemmy is, but it takes some guts to challenge me to a race. Now I'm really starting to take a liking to you. It didn't take long for those two to hit it off. Have you ever known Angelica to not hit it off with a girl? Hey there, what's up? Truth is, we explained to George that Instructor Sarah asked him to drag Millium back to the dorm. Ooh, you guys are so too persistent. I'm just gonna let you catch me though. Our race is gonna have to wait. Very well, I look forward to seeing you around again. For sure, catch you later. Wait up, Millium. Off she goes. You could have at least pretended to try and catch her, Angelica. Sweetie, surely you've realized that I always side with my lovely ladies. I have to say though, she's even more peculiar than I heard. Yeah, I'd really like to see the Slammy she keeps talking about too. Tell her that she's always welcome here for us, will you? Alright. Okay, let's go search somewhere else. Oh man.
Wowee! There's so much cool stuff here! So this is Thors Military Academy, huh? I think I'm gonna like it here. Ooh, I wonder what the view from the rooftop's like. Huh?
I should have guessed you'd be here. Hiya guys. Did you come looking for me again? Don't give me that hiya guys. Honestly, we've been roaming all over the school ground trying to catch you. Can you stop fooling around and just come back to the dormitory now? Sure thing. After the chase you led us on, you're just giving up that easily? Well, I've seen enough for one day. Tomorrow's a free day, so that's when I can really start exploring. You're going to do the same thing tomorrow. She sure is a lively girl. Yeah, let's put it like that. Alright, let's get her back to the dorm before she changes her mind. I can only hope homework will keep her busy enough to stay out of trouble. Wird nicht zu aussetzen, Matthias. Wow, that was so much fun. This town's got a nice feel to it too. I think I'm gonna like it here. Ooh, I wonder where I would go tomorrow. Well, I'm glad someone's having fun. Well, maybe you could spare thought for the people who've been running all over the school grounds looking for you? Seriously. Oh yeah, we should exchange archive numbers, Millium. We need to be able to reach you quickly if there's ever an emergency. Sure thing. My number is, exchange numbers with Millium. Tell everyone else when you get back to the dorms, okay? Of course. Hehe, yay. Oh yeah, I should try calling Lecter and Claire later. I bet they'll be surprised. She really does seem like a typical 13-year-old girl for the most part. Indeed, it makes for quite the effective disguise. Say, what happened to that big thing that's always tagging along with you? You mean Lemmy? He's right here. What? Come on out. What the? Millium, don't call him out here or you'll... Whoa, what's that? Looks like a huge silver doll. This is so cool, is it yours? Awesome. He sure is, isn't he? I swear. Looks like we've got our work cut out for us, taking care of Millium. She's going to be living at the academy. I need to find some way to drill some common sense into her. Eventually, we were able to pull the kids away and convince them to go back to their home. And after forcing Millium to hide at them again, we made the trek back to the dormitory, sighing all the way.
Hey guys, welcome back.
Welcome back, everyone.
Just been making myself at home here.
Crow?
What are you doing in our dormitory?
Well, I am a member of Class 7 now, so I've been given the go-ahead to move into this dorm now.
What?
Isn't that a bit sudden?
But man, Sharon sure makes some amazing coffee. If I'd had a cup of that, I would have been banging down the door to join Class 7 months ago.
You flatter me, Master Crow. Would you like me to bring some of the cakes I baked earlier as well?
Do you even need to ask? Anyway, sorry it kind of came out of nowhere, but it's good to be here.
Looks like he's already made himself at home.
Sharon didn't seem to miss a beat either.
So you're gonna be living here too, huh?
Yep, us newcomers have to stick together, right? I just finished hauling all my stuff over from my old dorm. Looks like I ended up in the room right across from yours, Reen.
I see. I can already see things getting a lot more lively around here.
Ooh, man. Moving all those things really tired me out. I was hoping I could just stow all my junk in my old room, but Toa wouldn't let me.
Well, of course she wouldn't.
He must be pretty exhausted. Well, I suppose now's as good a time as any to officially welcome you to the Class 7 dormitory.
The pleasure's mine. And seriously, you don't have to make a big deal out of it. Come on, loosen up a little. We're classmates now. Just treat me like one of the gang and we're golden.
You sure about that? All right, one of the gang it is. Feels weird to think of you that way after all this time, though.
You say loosen up, but I'm not sure if any of us have quite the talent for it that you do.
Don't think too hard about it. Just go with the flow, man. Oh, and if you guys don't mind, I want to get in on the action when you explore the old schoolhouse tomorrow. Gotta get back in the groove with my Arcus again, after all.
Huh? A schoolhouse? Who'd want to go to school on their day off?
Well, we've got this special schoolhouse here.
We can explain the labyrinth beneath the old schoolhouse to Millium.
Whoa, really? That sounds kind of cool. I want to come too.
How did I know you were going to say that? Didn't I just get done telling you how dangerous it is?
Oh, you don't have to worry about me. As long as I've got Lammy, it'll be easy peasy. And if you didn't take me with you, I'd just break down the door and come after you.
I wouldn't really put it past her either.
All right. Have it your way. I'll be sure to let you and Crow know when I'm planning on heading into the old schoolhouse tomorrow. But don't just go wandering in there on your own without us, all right?
Yes, sir! Oh, I can't wait to see what it's like down there. So exciting! I might not even be able to sleep tonight.
It's a labyrinth full of monsters here, not a theme park.
Looks like I better give my pistols a little TLC tonight.
Okay, war definitiv eine richtige Entscheidung. And that concludes my overview of the next field study schedule. Are things coming along on your end, Instructor Balestine? Well, I've contacted all of the relevant authorities, and I've also considered the group placement of our 2 transfer students. Excellent. Then let me ask you once more. Are you both certain that you're in favor of going forward with this? I do feel like it may be a bit early for them, but I see no reason not to. The students here, they're going to have to face it sooner or later. I am in full support. Furthermore, I've already secured the Lieutenant General's permission to proceed. Very well then, we will continue as planned. This may be a difficult reality for the student of Class 7 to face, but I can only hope that grappling with it now will help guide them down the right path. Chapter 5: Signs and Omens. Ich würde sagen, das ist ein guter Punkt, um ein Part zu beenden. Ja, gefallen hat, lasst gerne einen Daumen nach oben da. Abonniert den Kanal, um nichts mehr zu verpassen. Und beim nächsten Mal werden wir dann zum einen hier mal kurz mit ein paar Leuten reden und dann unseren Free Day angehen. Bis dahin. Ciao, ciao.